the youthful workers up here as well too. So any questions that the community may have, the floor is open now. We have some mics. Try to get a mic to you because the other mics went out. Let's see if we can grab one of these and use it as community mic.
Good afternoon. My name is Brenda Scott, and I'm an organizer here in Mississippi with the state employees. And I just want to say I met you young men in '08. We were celebrating the 40th anniversary of the strike. And I was so motivated by you all. I watch this movie all the time. And I'm very happy to say the City Workers of Jackson, Mississippi is organized. We have a collective bargaining agreement with the City of Jackson. I'm very happy to be sitting here with one of our city councilmen who were very anxious to vote to recognize the union here. So you all, I mean, my hat's off to you. You all, and I know I remember you because you was a business owner. And I have your picture in my office. I have a sign that says, I am a man. I am just elated to be here tonight and to find my city councilman sitting here listening to this. And I wish I had known about this because I would invite all of my city workers here to watch this movie and to meet you guys. So hats off to you. You have made a difference in the state of Mississippi.
Are there any other questions or comments? All right. We have one more.
I'm Ron Allen with the Global Organizing Institute for the UAW. And I just wondered for the sanitation workers, Mr. Turner and Mr. Leach, how did y'all overcome the fear? You know, the fear that people really feel when they have to make a decision like that. How did you get your co-workers to overcome that fear that grip people, that scares them so much they can't move and really do something? How did y'all get through that? How did y'all get over it?
I got mad. And once you get mad, you're not afraid of anything.
That's right.
And you see, what had happened, they had misused me for so long until I got mad. Once I got mad, then I'm not going to take it anymore. You're going to treat me like I'm a man.
Yeah, but like I said, the same thing goes what he said. I wasn't afraid neither. You see, how come I wasn't afraid? If they put the buck cut out, we couldn't walk the street and nothing. I walk the street every night and every day. I walk right by the police, nasty God, they ain't said nothing. Rest of the folk be running like rabbits. I ain't wrong. I kept walking. How you tell them, the guy on the street, quit throwing these cars and everything. I wasn't free. Nasty God had their guns and everything. Police ride. I wasn't afraid of it. I just stood there. I said, I'm a man. I wasn't going no further. I stood my ground. So I ain't running no more.
I guess I want to ask you all, what makes you not scared? What, you know, because you have to be in the same position.
I'm an extension of my family, you know. I'm the one that have to look my daughters in the eyes every day, make sure that, you know, my life is worth living. That's what takes away the fear from me. You know, I see my daughter, I want her to have a good education. I want her to try her best in doing whatever she's doing. My wife, and even you guys, even the youth looking at you, and you shouldn't have to go through what we're going through. You know, we're going through something a little differently than what they're going through, but greed is everywhere and it plagues every company, no matter where you work for. So this is the reason, this is why, you know, what takes the fear from me.
Well, the same thing they said, I did get mad. But I also want my kids to understand that you shouldn't let a job or a certain pay determine whether you want to stand up for what you believe in. If you believe in something strong enough, it doesn't matter, you're going to stand on it. And that's what I want to instill in my kids. Don't let what somebody tell you or a certain amount of money determine what you're going to do. If you feel strong enough, then follow through with it. Because God gonna take care of you. If you're doing it for the right reason, He's gonna take care of you.
You know, also, it's for me, it's for my religious belief, but God had given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, so that's what I believe, you know. To the fear of that man, you know, what he can do. No, I don't have the fear of that. I have the fear of God, you know. That's what keeps me, you know, motivated, but, you know, like I said, that ain't no part, you got, just like the general had said, you got to come to a point in your existence that you're not going to just sit down on the sidelines and let things, especially when they're not right, take place. So that's, I think, the stand that my fellow co-workers have taken. You know, we able to, you know, we want to come out front. We're tired of sitting on the sidelines, you know, if we have to do, you know, the heavy lifting, that's what we're going to do.
As we get ready to move on to the next section here, which is the closing of this evening, do we have any other questions? All right.
Hey, I'm Christy Johnson, a student at Jackson State University, and I'm also the president of the Jackson State chapter of Mississippi Student Justice Alliance. And we thank you guys for coming tonight. And we also got one more question for the Nissan workers and also the two sanitation workers. How can we, as students, further along our journey as far as us coming out, supporting you guys, and just saying, hey, we're for the unions and all of that? What can we do next?
I've been to the website. I love the website. I love what you're doing already. You're already making a statement just by being here. You know, support unionized companies. You know, support companies that support unions. That's number one. That seems to work. If you support unionized company, patronize unionized company, and even if they're non-union, if they're support like Costco, if they're supporting or making sure that their employees are first, other than the bottom line, I think that would be the greatest thing for you to do at this point. And you know, as far as you know, watching the video, seeing some of the youth there, you know, the youth has always been in the campaign. You've always been, and that's a great question. I'm glad you asked it, but you're part of this campaign just like anyone else.
Well, I also think that education is the key. I'm pretty sure everybody knows somebody that works at Nissan, whether it's an actual Nissan worker, whether it's a temp worker. We have to educate them on what's going on. Like the gentleman said, some people know they're being taken advantage of. They just don't understand. You know, they're happy to have a job, but you gotta go further than just happy to have a job. And education. You know, a lot of people don't understand what a union is about. You bring the word union and they run. So you gotta educate them on what it is, what it can do for you, and what it can do for them.
I think Mike had said the exact same thing I was going to say, but it was about the education part. And I think this movement has made us more like brothers, so it's like we sort of think alike. But anyway, you know, it was a great question, like I said, but educating on what unions are all about, I think that's the key to our youth, is to know, because as Mississippi saying, we're beginning to, you know, understand unions, but as you know, said, we don't really have knowledge of them, so we all know that knowledge is power, so the more knowledge you get, that you can spread it out to your peers. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things you can do to educate them on what they need to do. I mean, why do we even need a union? Because all the time people, that's what that question they ask us a lot, so why do you guys even want? It seems like you got the best job in Mississippi, you know, or why do you need a union? So, we've been there, so we digging out the points. Even though we have the job, there are reasons that we still need a union, so education, I think, is key.
I think we have time for one more question. Yes, sir.
I want to make a couple of comments. First, I would like to commend the students for being here. Back in the 50s and the 60s, I was about your age. And people kept saying, you're going to have a major role to play in society one day. If young people are going to move, you're going to have to play a role in it. Me and those two gentlemen are moving off the scene. The future right here. The future. A lot of people in here was in the civil rights movement. We're getting older. Now, if you look at the history of all major movements, young people play a great role. Young people. All movements need two things. You need a movement, you need support. Like the train. A whirlwind picks up steam. So I'm really encouraged. In fact, when we met at the cultural office a couple of months ago with the students, I shared the same thing. Yes, education is very important. If we were more educated as a people, we would be much stronger. We would be better thinkers, better decision makers, better leaders, being able to communicate